Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday for me, guys. My Eagles going on to the NFC Championship. No surprises there. We will get to that. We're going to get to the upcoming weekend, the Eagles 49ers matchup, as well as the Bengals Chiefs. But first, John, how you doing? Happy Monday.
Just living the dream, Matt. It just gets better, like every
does.
day. It's crazy.
It does. Every day gets
Crazy.
better. You're not wrong about that. They all do get better. And have a lot to get into today, John, on this episode. We're going to go through the Thunderdome. We're going to recap the games, get into the upcoming games. We got your list on a Monday, which is nice. And then, of course, we're going to get to our Monday best bets. But first, let's get to it. The Thunderdome results. Here it is. So, John, we did the goal was done. We're a team. We worked together.
100%. To be honest with you, Matt, it's such a team guy, being like me, being the team guy I am. I don't even want to talk about my performance. I just want to focus on you and what you did, because you know what I mean? It's all about you. I don't want to take your shine.
No, that's great. Yeah, a lot of teammates won't do that. Yeah, I really do appreciate that for you giving me, a minute of fame. So Andy came in, John. He was great. Jags money line, he went for it. That one didn't come through. But look at his other bets. He hits 152. He smacks the Niners. Great performance out of Andy. But the Bengals for me was the difference. The 200. John, the guy who made that Bengals line, he was fired this morning. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, he had to have been. He had to have been. What's funny is I think you had Debo at one point, and I think he lost yardage. If we're going to be honest on the show, which I am, I might have had a couple beers. So I'm not positive about the Debo thing, but I'm pretty sure he went over and then went back under with a loss. I'm pretty sure.
You know what? And so I was watching the game with my friends yesterday, and he goes over, and my one friend says, "Oh, it hit." I said, "No. He's getting, he could still go backward. You know what I mean? Like there's still."
That's a vet move right there by you.
It was a vet move by me. That was like a flex, smartest guy in the room kind of thing. You ever do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, all the time. I'm like, let's not celebrate yet.
Yeah, let's not celebrate yet. So I said that. And then 5 plays later, he lost 3 yards. So it was tough. But you know what? We already did enough to win that I think it was like if I won that too, it would have been a little too much, and then it would have affected next week's performance. So I'm going to take the victory lap there, John. I think we need to start.
I'll be honest with you. Tell me though. Be honest.
Yes.
Whenever Mahomes went down, were you not thinking, "Oh my God"?
I said to myself, Andy won. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Andy is about to just. I mean, I don't even know what you'd call that. A slapping?
A slapping? I don't know. I mean, if
it was something, right?
Yeah, we were dead.
That was going to be so bad. I was like, wow, look at Andy just coming to the Thunderdome and slapping us around.
Slapping us around.
But it didn't happen. But thank God, because that was about to happen.
Yeah, it was. It was close to happening, but it did not. So, again, shout out to Andy. He was great. But we will have a new guest enter the Thunderdome, John, this weekend.
People are saying it's a big guest, too.
People are. Yeah, that's all we're saying.
People aren't saying that.
We're not giving out names, but we do know it is a big-time guest. And we're going to have to do our homework on this one as well. But let's recap the divisional weekend, John. So 2 games yesterday, obviously the 2 on Saturdays, but we're going to start here. We're going to go chronological order. Chiefs-Jags, 27-20. So I'll start with my bets from this game, John, because it was exciting. So I took the Jags plus 8.5. And then I had a parlay with the Chiefs, which was really square, but it was so fun. Sometimes it's so fun doing those. Chiefs easy, Eagles easy, and then you just mush them together, and it's like minus 160. It's like, all right, you know what? Why not? Yeah.
You never sweat it. You're like, plus it's a Saturday. What if you're doing something?
Yeah, and you're just like, I just need money. It reminds me of when I was in high school. That's what I would do. I would just parlay all the money line favorites. So it gives me good memories of my young betting days. Yeah, so I went Chiefs. But what do you think of this game? I mean, Mahomes' injury, obviously, it's important to watch for this week, but they did enough to get by the Jags. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Bengals are probably going to beat them because of that. But we'll see. Like I said, give me a week. Let me think about this. But my first reaction is they might be in trouble because that's bad. But no, I had Jerick McKinnon, 40-plus yards, never had a chance. And then I also had Etienne.
Yes.
Over 18.5 receiving yards. He ends with 18. But here's the thing, Matt. The spot on his last catch, I still don't understand what happened there. Like, I've watched it a few times. So, like, again, like, dude, yeah, like, he clearly, it was like a 2nd and 3, 3rd and 3 or something like that. He went well over the first down. Like, so, like, I thought he got like 5 yards. I'm like, cool, 5 yards. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, they might give us 4. You know, and kind of make it like kind of exciting because we only won by a half yard. But when I saw 18, you know, I refreshed the score. I'm like, wait a minute, like we're saying that was 3, like because it was like 5, and I couldn't believe it. I was waiting. You know how they do this the update?
Yes.
Like immediately after, right? Like, so if you're watching it on your phone or whatever, it's like immediately after. It'll say what it is, and then like a minute later, it'll like tick up or down. I was like, dude, we're about to get a tick to 19. Like, that's going to be a fun tick. Like, cause sometimes it goes down, which that sucks.
Like Debo.
But when it goes up to cover, that's the greatest play of all time because you thought you lost. Now it ticked up. It never ticked up. I still checked. I checked it this morning to see if it would tick up. Never did.
Never did. Wow. That's tough.
Unbelievable.
See, and I forgot I had to shout out ETN because I had him anytime touchdown, and he snuck into the end zone. The only bet I lost on that game was Trevor Lawrence over. He wasn't too sharp in this one, John.
Not great.
He missed Kirk dropped a pass, actually. I'm not even going to blame Lawrence. I think Kirk dropped that one. I actually think the Jags, I don't want to say they should have won, but, man, they screwed up a lot. Agnew fumbled in the red zone.
They could have won, man.
Yeah, Kirk dropped that big ball at the end. Defense didn't step up.
I think the Bengals might be the move. You got to wait till they say Mahomes is definitely playing because I bet you money's sitting, wait and watch, but you'll see that line tick up. I think the Bengals are actually really good, but that's not the point right now.
That's not the point right now. But shout out to the Chiefs and shout out to the Jags too. Great year by the Jags.
Big year. First pick of the draft. Remember?
Yep.
They took,
we humbled Tannenbaum.
Yep. Trayvon Walker.
Total. But yeah, shout out to the Chiefs and the Jags. That was a fun game. All right, now to what wasn't a fun game unless you're me. Eagles. Just a beatdown, John. And listen, I don't want to reiterate what I said for an entire week. I mean, I called the alt spreads 21, 28. I had them all in my pocket. John, I didn't miss one bet in this game except guess which one I missed. So I went 6-0 in the game. Daniel Jones over I missed. So, quarters.
I'll be honest with you.
The Giants.
Not the big boy you hear, but I was a take Daniel Jones over guy. If you remember against Minnesota twice,
yes,
there was never a time when I even considered taking because he has actually moved down in my rankings. Again, my personal tiers of quarterbacks. He is now shitty. So he was not that shitty. Now he's moved back down.
I'm happy he's back to being shitty. I mean, that was just it got to a point where I felt bad. And it was over. So I was watching the game with my buddies at half. I mean, no one was excited anymore. It was just not. It was like, did you ever play?
I was very excited though for your tight end, Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Give me that last reception. Get me out of this day. Barely under because still the whole ETN.
But shout out to
McKinnon. We could actually say McKinnon was a product of Mahomes getting hurt because, he's probably the best pass blocking running back in the game.
Maybe.
Best 5'8", sub 200-pound pass blocking running back in the game. Not a lot of those guys. But anyways, back to that. This game was so bad. It was never even close. My daughter actually had a basketball game at the time that this game kind of started. It was a late game for her age. But they almost won too. No big deal. First place team. But anyways, I got out of the gym and it was about to be halftime, and I couldn't even believe it. I was like, "This sucks," because what am I gonna watch now? Because this game is over, and I don't like to watch teams getting beaten like that. No, I just don't.
I felt bad,
especially it was Melissa's team. I was like, man, I felt bad for her.
Yeah, I was thinking about Melissa. I was like, you know what, she's got to be so upset. But they had it coming for them all week. And John, the sad thing was there were people out there who legitimately woke up and pressed submit on Giants tickets.
Yeah, my buddy was like, I got a 14 parlay, and he said what he had for the Jaguars Chiefs. I don't even remember what it was, but then he said Giants money line, and I'd stop listening.
Yeah, it's just you start tuning people out.
That's not. that ain't going to hit. But I never, you know what I do? I never tell people that their bet's not going to hit. That's the public service I get.
Well, that's nice. Like,
if you tell your bet, I'm always like, oh, shit, I have no chance of losing. Like, wow, good work by you. Always.
But every time your buddy shows your phone, he's like, "Yo, what do you think of my leg?" You're like, "Oh, it looks good," but you really
every time, like, oh, dude, no way that loses. That's crazy that they'll even let us bet that. Like, that's one of my favorite things to say. But in my head, I was like,
you just lost.
Yeah, like no, like no chance. Like I am not ruining my Saturday by putting a Giants money line. Like I wouldn't even take them with the points. I was like, dude, they're gonna get their asses kicked.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have taken them plus.
And they did.
Yeah, they did. So I don't have anything fun to say about the Giants. Good season, and now I hope you do extend Daniel Jones. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think
if they could play the Vikings every week, though, that guy would be nasty.
If they play the Vikings every week, Daniel Jones.
MVP.
Yeah, 100%. But unfortunately,
that's the nice thing to say about Daniel Jones.
That's their nice thing to say about Daniel Jones. But shout out to my Birds going to the NFC Championship. Great time to be a Philly sports fan, John. You know, we got the Phillies in the World Series. Now we're gonna have the Eagles soon in the Super Bowl. You'll see, and then Sixers gonna make the NBA Finals. It's all coming together. Yep.
Oh, so the Phillies, they won, right? The World Series?
Yes. No, they did not win. They did not win the World Series. But it's like, well,
you could be setting yourself up for, though.
You were alive in 1980, right?
Is everybody? Yeah, I remember that. I was like,
remember when they all made it and then just won. So maybe, you know what? Just give me one. Like I'll take one.
No, I'm saying, but like everybody makes it and then like no one wins. So you go like,
that would be upsetting. If they all make it and no one wins, I'll be.
Has there ever been a triple second place? Has that ever happened?
I don't think that's ever happened.
I would
say you can set a record this year. You're already halfway there. Well,
I would say
a third of the way there, if you're familiar with math.
Well, there goes the dog. I don't know if that's good for my Eagles. Well, did the Union count? So I'm not a soccer fan, but the Philadelphia Union made their championship and lost too. So we're actually 0 for 2 this year to this point in the season. So we'll see. Time will tell. But I got faith in my Eagles. They do get it done. All right, 2 more games. These ones are from yesterday. As John's dog is not happy about the Eagles. The Bengals here over the Bills. So I took the Bengals, John, on the money line, the spread. I don't know if you had a side on this game. I did not think it would be non-competitive.
I had Dawson Knox, and it was the just most amazing bet ever.
Did he cash his over?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what happened? I totally forgot. Somebody tweeted to me, Knox sucks.
Wow.
And that's when I knew it was over. I was like, oh, well, he's going to catch now. He was like 2 for 12. I'm like, he only needs 40 yards. And he's probably going to get it on his next catch because it's going to be one of those ones where it's downfield. Everyone's, paying attention to Diggs and Davis. Knox slips out and gets it. Sure enough, it's like a 30-something yard catch. You know what the guy did, though? Which I have no respect for? He deleted the tweet.
That's not cool. If you're going to troll, keep that tweet up.
Just keep the tweet up. You know how many stupid tweets I have up?
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
They're fun.
All over the place.
Yeah,
but that was what I was thinking at the time. And he literally retweeted, he or she, I don't know if it's a girl, because they had like the gray profile picture. But yeah, deleted the tweet. So I was like, all right, well, whatever. But whenever people send that to you, you know you're about to win.
Yes.
Like, but that was way early on that. Like, this was like first half. I was like, dude, we didn't even bet this because we thought he was cashing in the first. You bet this because you thought the Bills were going to trail and get desperate. So, like, the second half is, like, when you actually start paying attention.
People don't get that. But that is true. That is when you start, to really lock in on those bets when your team falls behind. So, I agree. But Bengals, they look scary good, John. I mean, if you're Josh Allen, that's a legacy loss. I'm sorry. I love Josh Allen. But it's getting into that, like, can't win.
I feel like Josh Allen, though.
I love Josh.
He did not move at all in my tiers. He is firmly in the not shitty tier.
No. Oh, no. He's very much not.
100% not
a bad quarterback. But shout out to the Bengals for making us money and getting the win. That Chiefs game, we're gonna get into it, but that's gonna be a good one. So Bengals beat down there. Also shout out to Hayden Hurst about a anytime touchdown, got into the end zone. So big tight end weekend, John. Shout out to the tight ends.
Yep.
Very proud of them. And then to the final game, the Cowboys and the 49ers. This one, once again, John, as an Eagles fan, as a 49, this weekend couldn't have gone better for me. This was the absolute
this was a banner weekend for you.
Yes, this was a banner weekend for me. Cowboys doing what the Cowboys do. I mean, they can't even make a divisional championship anymore. I mean,
it's like, how come Dak couldn't get me 275 though? You know, in that environment, I think he'd be able to do it for me. And Gallup, he had Gallup late. I was like, dude, it's gonna be the greatest bet of all time because he was gonna get Gallup. Like Gallup was gonna have a line like 1 for 45. Maybe it could have been 1 for 85 and a touchdown. But you know what I'm saying? It would have been like a line like that because he was single covered and Dak just a horrible throw. Missed him.
I don't think I've ever seen so Dak last week against the Bucs when we were on the live played the best game of his life. But what I said was when I was watching this game, writing it up, I was like, people are going to overrate that performance because now he's got to face a legitimate defense.
Yeah, but Stidham lit them up for 300 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can if you throw at it. The thing is, though, you have to make the decision to throw at him. You can't go first down, second down, run right into the brick wall over and over and over again. We'll just throw on third. They know it's coming. You really have to just sell out and say, look, we know we can't run the ball because you're the 49ers and we're just going to throw on you. And just keep throwing to see what happens. That's your only hope. Because the other way, you lose a mucked up game like this, 19-12.
Yeah.
So you know that's going to happen if you do try and shorten the game or whatever they want to call it. Just get into that battle with the Niners. You can't get dirty with them.
No, don't get dirty with the Niners.
They're going to beat you. They're going to beat you. I promise you. The Eagles won't. Watch. You remember what the Eagles did to Tennessee? That's coming.
You think that but the Eagles could get dirty with the Niners, John. If anyone can get dirty with them, it's Eagles. They have that.
They can, but I don't think they will.
But I don't think
that coach is like that. I don't think he's going to be like, all right, well, you can stop Miles Sanders. All right, well, fine. We'll just put it in the air and see what happens.
The other guys. Right. Yeah, I don't hate that strategy, but I couldn't believe
what he did against Tennessee, and that worked to a T.
It did. That is a good point. I just can't believe
Tennessee has a very similar run defense. They are a brick wall. You can. I mean, they can't cover as well as the 49ers, but at the same time,
I was shocked. I was shocked at Dak's. Not shocked. I was surprised as how bad.
I was still shocked. Again, I wasn't expecting him to be Hall of Famer. It would just be somewhat
don't suck.
Yeah, don't be in the Daniel Jones.
Don't play like Daniel Jones and you might win. And he unfortunately played like Daniel Jones. He turned the ball over a couple times. Very, very bad.
There was going to be a pick at the end, though. Remember that one that wasn't a pick, but you're just dude. And then he almost took the safety on the last drive. He came around the corner, ran right into somebody. You're just buddy, what are you doing?
He did throw a fake pick six at the end. You're right.
That was a pick six. That was.
And how about that last play? The last play they lined Zeke up at center.
I've seen that 100 times now because the way Zeke just gets run over was I kind of feel bad for him. I like Ezekiel Elliott, but
if I was Zeke, I would
funny. That was very funny. As funny as a guy getting run over that you like could be.
Yeah, I think if I was Zeke, I would I'd be pretty upset with that. Just let the normal center snap it and get run over for the last play of the season. There's no good last play. You're obviously not going to go 80 yards on a hook and that's not going to happen in the NFL. But that was so bad that it was that's how you know.
All right, so time out. Can I confess something?
Go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. I was like, whoa, all right. Okay, let's you know what I mean? Let's see what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I was for a second. It wasn't a long time, but a second, then I was like, well, if this shit was gonna work, then they would do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we run it on first down.
There really is no play to call right here.
There's nothing.
I don't care how you line up.
There's nothing that was so bad.
And then that I was like, oh yeah, this is always how those plays end up. Wait, what was that?
What was that?
That never had a chance. Even the receiver that caught the ball just got, annihilated.
It got smoked. That was just as soon as he
split second though, I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, here comes the
hook. I wasn't gonna lose. I was thinking somehow Gallup was gonna catch an 85-yarder, and then have all the things covered and win the Thunderdome on some rando. But it was that did not happen.
That would have been great. I did think that for a second that their Cowboys were gonna score, and Brett Maher was gonna miss the extra point to put in overtime. That's where I got in my head. And I kind of I bet the Niners -3.5. So I was like, that can't happen because then I lose, but it would have been so funny that I think I could have dealt with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I'm the exact opposite. I'm more of like a Disney movie guy.
Okay.
And I was just thinking they were going to score and he was going to hit the extra point and tie it up so it's overtime.
See, that's a good outlook.
That's how Disney movies end. They don't even tell you what happened in overtime. They just have, you know what I'm saying, like this. Just tell you, oh, he hit it. You're like, all right, well, wait, what happened?
And then they win.
Like, these movies over. But no, I was hoping that would happen. I was like, let's hope this guy hit it. Because people were, like, killing him. I'm like, he's already hit 2 field goals. Guy had a rough stretch.
Got hot.
He's probably the roughest that stretch anybody's ever had doing anything.
That's the positive for the Cowboys. They at the end of the year, their kicker got hot. That's what they can take into the offseason. So shout out.
Like people are like, oh, would you like? I can't remember. Somebody tweeted something like about like, would you even want to be a kicker if this was your life or something like that? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still a millionaire.
Play in the NFL, man. Like I don't care if I miss 5. Like who cares? Like
and at the end of the day,
the guy made a couple $1 million, played for the Cow. Like what? Wait, I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's just a loser's mentality. That's all.
It still want that. All right. So, bottom line, if you're a Cowboys fan, I'm sorry. It's bad anyway, but this just makes it worse. Going to be a long off season. Maybe next year. Don't worry. You guys you could always come back next year and do the same thing. So, good for the Cowboys. And lastly, John, they still have the Dodgers to cheer for. All Cowboys fans, that's good. They still have the Dodgers. Yankees.
Dodgers guys.
I think they're Yankees and Dodgers. I think they get both, just where they live.
Even.
Yeah, I think the way it works, they have both. So there you go, Cowboys fans. Good for you. So now to the games. Are we doing this weekend and then your list, John, or how are we doing this? What order? What order do you want to go? The list.
We can start with the list
this weekend.
We starting with the list. All right,
we'll start with the list and then get into this weekend. Before we do that, just I did a little quick Google search on teams that have come in second place in 2 professional sports. I got in 2018, you had the Dodgers losing in the World Series, and then the following Super Bowl, which is 2019, the Rams lost, both the Boston teams, weirdly. And then 2001, that was the same calendar year. The Giants lost in the Super Bowl to the Ravens, and then the Yankees lost to the Diamondbacks in the World Series. So there you go. There may be others. Those are the ones I found.
Has anyone ever done 3?
I haven't found anything. Maybe someone can chime in the comments.
Like a WNBA team or something even? Like, we'll take anything.
Well, that's the thing. So the Union lost, right? So Philly, if we count soccer, Philly is 0-2 in championships this year.
Oh,
yeah, if we count soccer. I didn't look at soccer, to be fair. So
I'm just saying, you said the WNBA. So if the Eagles make the Super Bowl and lose, they could be 0-3 this year. Now the Flyers have a 0% chance of making it to a Stanley Cup. Sixers,
they can break the streak for you.
It could. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. I think the Eagles will break it, but let's get to your list, John.
All right. I mean, it's just all I did was just cut the bottom off, kind of, except one of the teams. Whatever. Chiefs, Bengals. Obviously, they've been on the list for a while now. We knew That's the thing. This is why I make the list, because it's so obvious. There's only a handful of teams that can actually win this thing. So. Chiefs, Bengals, obviously, they have what it takes. We've seen it already. I mean, the Chiefs lost the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the game. They lost him. Their other guy, Henne, drives him right down the field. No big deal. Touchdown. Bengals just went to Buffalo, beat the Bills in a snowstorm. I don't know what else you want from them. 49ers, they just beat up on the Cowboys. The Cowboys did look pretty good going into that game. And again, they're down to their third-string guy, but they're showing stats all over the broadcast. I don't know if you saw about how better the offense has been with him. So he might have should have been the guy the whole time. We wouldn't even know. Who knows? But I think he's better than Jimmy G. And then that's it. There's only 3 teams left. I mean, there's only 4 teams left. There's only 3 that can actually win. So I think we're good. A lot of people were asking me about the Eagles, but honestly, Matt, I think you'll agree with me. Here's what I think you'll agree with me. I don't think that beating the Giants gets you on any list.
No, I don't disagree with that. I think if you win by 90, they should get in. You know what I mean? I think the way they won, they probably would beat anyone. If Brock Purdy,
though, it was the Giants.
I agree. I'm not going to ever say
it's like seriously though. It's like, hey, did we go up in the power rankings after our bye week?
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, that's fair.
Go up in the rankings.
See, they haven't been on all year. You have not had the Eagles on all year. So now let me ask you this: if the Eagles beat,
they just didn't make it. They were close though. They were always close.
They were always on the bubble. Yes. So if they win this week against the Niners, right? No matter what, they're going to be in a Super Bowl. Then do you think they make it? Because then there's only 2 teams. So do they have a chance?
It's tough. All right, see, because it's an algorithm. So I don't even know what algorithm means. So I'm not really a math guy. So it's possible. I would think it would have to be possible, logically speaking, that they would be given a spot on the list of teams that can win the Super Bowl just because they're actually in the Super Bowl. But I believe the Bengals were in the Super Bowl last year and never made the list.
Wow.
But then, obviously they did not win either. So there was that. But yeah, so again, I guess the short answer is we'll just have to see. I have no idea.
Time will tell.
It's possible. I mean, I hope they do get by the 49ers. But again, I cannot condone anybody talking about championship aspirations after you beat the Giants. It's like it sounds like you've never been there before. I don't want to say this. Some Philly fans, they were in my DMs like wishing really bad stuff to happen to me.
Yeah, I saw that.
You beat the Giants, buddy.
That's not nice.
Relax. Yes. This is why I think that maybe you can't win the Super Bowl because you think you did something by beating the Giants. I know you have to play who's on the schedule. I totally get that. I'm just saying I can't. I didn't learn anything about the Eagles. I learned what I already knew. The Giants stink. That's what I learned this weekend.
That makes sense.
It does.
All right, I'm not going to be against it, John. You've kept them off the list all year, and it's actually like they've done well with it. So I secretly don't want them on the list.
There's a conspiracy theory like that floating around.
See, so I'm just
I have a secret
Eagles. Yeah, say that. There you go. That's what
people are saying, and so, I'm not saying it either.
Just an idea. John might be an Eagles fan secretly and not telling us, or Eagles better, not a fan. But you know what? The list has been great all year. I'm not gonna hit on the list, and I don't.
We got 3 of the 4 teams. There they are.
There you go. 75%
for a while.
It works in everything.
They've been on for a while.
Yep, that'll play. So there's John's list, but now to the games. We're going to do a quick breakdown on this 49ers-Eagles game. So the line actually opened at -1 on DraftKings. This is DraftKings lines right now. It has already gone up to 2.5. Not shocking that it's moved up. Here's the thing with this game. Personally, I thought everyone was going to bet on San Francisco because if everybody thought the Giants were going to beat the Eagles, right? Wouldn't you assume that those same people,
100%,
the 49ers would probably beat them, and you're actually getting a decent price at like 125. I would feel decent about that. John, my thoughts on it are this, though. I think if Brock Purdy plays how he played against Dallas, they have no chance. Like, he's going to have to play much better than he played against Dallas. He was really bad. And the thing is the Eagles are a much better defense than the Cowboys. So Philadelphia is the number 1 defense in the NFL, pretty much any way you chop it up. Dallas, statistically, they're going to float around like 8 to 12, depending what metrics and I don't know, all those stat nerd people out there. But bottom line is,
the Eagles, if you want to run at them, you can try them.
You can try.
That's the way.
You
got Brock Purdy, can you?
That's your best chance. I think Brock Purdy's going to have to make some plays, though. I don't think he's. And the thing is, this is by far the most difficult environment that Brock Purdy has ever played in, like in his entire life. Philly's going to be electric on Sunday afternoon. It's a tough place to play already. A warm weather team, John, coming into a cold weather place. A lot of factors.
Weather's going to be in the 50s, though. Weather will be in the 50s, I think is what I read.
Is it going to be
no rain? But we're talking about a week away, though, so we don't know.
Yeah, I don't trust the weather until it's actually here.
Yeah.
It's very fake until.
You know what I think this is? I think this is an A.J. Brown game. So that's something to look at.
I'm wearing his jersey.
Beautiful. I'm going to start molding my argument now.
Okay.
But I really think that I do though. That's the first thing. All right, so you know what I do? I look at it, and the first thing that comes in my brain, that's what I generally like to go with. Because your gut is, a lot of times, your gut's right. You know what I mean?
Better than your brain. Yes.
Yeah, don't go thinking about shit. You know what I mean? Just like whatever you thought first, that's what it is. Go.
That's right.
And the first thing I thought was AJ Brown. So I'm gonna figure out why I thought that, and then I'm gonna tell everybody why at some point this week. But I think it could be.
That's great.
The wide receiver ones, the alphas, they eat against the Niners. You saw what CD did to him.
He did.
You saw what DK did to him. Saw what Devontae Adams did to him. I mean, like, you start going down the list, like, everybody that can play just demolishes them. So, could be A.J. Brown game. The only problem is Devonta Smith is around, but I think A.J. is probably the alpha.
Gotta watch for Devontae.
And he didn't get a lot of love last game, and you saw somebody, I think it was a coach or either Hurts or somebody was over there talking to him. It kind of looked like they were like, I don't know, like consoling him, but like you can't really console him in a beatdown like that. But I think it looked like that. It looked like in my head, it was like he's saying, "Don't worry, man. Next week I'm gonna feed you." I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
I got you next week. You're probably gonna go for 200 plus.
Here's the thing though with Brock that I'm worried about here, John. Like a lot of people out there were like, "Oh, Dallas good defense," and they were. But they kind of fell off. So I'm just going to run you through. At the end of the year, they gave up 23 to the Texans. That's like giving up 100 to most teams.
Yeah.
They gave up 40 to the Jaguars. Not good. They gave up 34 to Gardner Minshew and the Eagles. Not good. They gave up 26 to Sam Howell and the Commanders. Not good. And then sandwiched in there was the Titans that they gave up 13 to.
Yeah.
Again, giving up 13 to Josh Dobbs equals giving up 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
they scale. Yep.
Yeah, that's the scale. That's where it ends up. But Josh Dobbs is an astronaut. I don't know if you knew that. So like he's not even actually a football player. So he doesn't really count. Dallas limped into the playoffs defensively. Like there was a point early in the year where we're like, all right, top defense. Not anymore. Philly is 50 times better defensively. I think Brock Purdy's going to struggle in this game. I think it's going to be too much. For them, again, they're a great defense. San Francisco's a great defense, but if he plays like he played,
I think the Niners try to hold the ball on him.
That's that's probably their only chance. And
remember Washington?
Yeah,
it was like 35, 40 minutes or something like that. It was like they kept the ball the whole time.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how. It's a lot easier said than done. But I'm saying I would think if I was making the game plan, I'm definitely not letting AJ Brown on the field. As much as I can. If I have Brock Purdy, it's like I'm not getting into a shootout with you guys.
That's the thing. If they fall behind, they're in trouble.
Now you're deep shit. Yeah.
They're not built to play from behind.
Then it's a Debo game possibly.
Play on schedule
because he's not a real receiver. Because he could be out of the back. You know what I'm saying? Like he can catch passes all over the place. So you can't really be like, oh, they shut down the receivers like they did. It's just most receivers line up like they're receivers, but like
they don't line up.
I see Chris McCaffrey out there, you know, and people catch ball in the back. It's not the same. So then maybe if it could be a Debo game for yardage wise, you know, just because they get behind and have to throw. And if I was in that situation, I'm probably throwing to Debo.
I like that. Okay, I like that. I'm in on that. Okay, so bottom line, Eagles get it done. Again, this line's jumping. I think it might continue to move towards Philly. So if you like them. I grabbed them last night -1, John. As soon as that came out, I was like, you know what, I'm getting it. You know, I'm not letting this line beat me. So try to hop on those lines immediately. All right. Yeah, I don't know. And my dog's staring to like barking.
DeadPres, quick question for you. So if you think the Giants suck, right? And we agree the Giants suck.
And they do.
The Eagles have only really played one playoff team since the start of October, and that's the Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah, it
does that worry you a little bit?
No, not at all. So overall, the Eagles. How many teams do you know? I could do a research. How many teams they played that did make the playoffs, Nigel? Do you know?
They played the Cowboys. They played the Jaguars. They played the Vikings, and they played the Dolphins. Oh no, that was preseason. So they played the Vikings, Jaguars, and Cowboys and Giants.
Okay.
Did the Vikings count?
I would count.
I don't think you count the Vikings.
I would count.
Or the Jags, really. Like, the Jags weren't that good.
So is this the best team they've played all year?
I think we got to count the Jags eventually.
But barely count them. If they're in the, like, do we count them? Like, tier. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, the Giants and Vikings, I think we'll both agree, like, they don't count. But, like, the Jaguars and Cowboys are the ones, like, you might ask yourself, do they count? And maybe they do.
Yeah, I don't think the NFL was like super deep this year. I think there was a lot of bad teams.
You got to make the list, Matt.
the fact that
just so everyone knows what we're watching. Like
I'm trying to look. How many
confused by all this noise? There's only a few teams that can win. like the Vikings. Like no, like stop. Remember during the year, people were saying for me to put them on.
Yeah. The Vikings were.
Like guys, like slow down.
Am I doing my math right here? All right. So the 49ers, they beat the Chargers, who are a playoff team. They beat the Dolphins, and then is that it?
Yeah,
the Seahawks and Bucks.
Seahawks count.
So they're similar. So so the 49ers like best win this year was probably the Chargers.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man.
Yeah, I think they're both like fairly. I don't want to say they haven't played like the greatest competition, but neither.
At least they played the Chiefs. They lost, but they played the Chiefs.
They tried to play the Chiefs, but they lost bad.
Yeah, they had Garoppolo. If they had Purdy, they might have won that game.
Oh yeah. So how many playoff teams does Purdy beat? That's another good point. He started against the Bucks and the Seahawks were his playoff wins, and the Cowboys technically. But again, the Cowboys, I don't know. Someone just said, any chance I can chime in? Of course, you can comment, and you can't actually physically come into the show, but you can comment whatever you want. We will take your comment as long as it's not.
Take anything.
We will take any kind of comment. All right, next game. As my dog continues to just bark at nothing, the Bengals and Chiefs. Chiefs, John, 1.5. All right. I'm going to tell you, this line is telling me that Patrick Mahomes is playing on one leg. What do you think?
Yes.
Weird line for sure.
I think that the Bengals are going to win this game. I'll be honest with you. I'm sold. I'm a Joe Burrow guy.
Okay.
Joe Burrow guy for a while. All right, so I live in New England, so we talk a lot about football, but we talk a lot about Patriot football. And I always tell like my friends, I'm like, guys, here's the problem. The other teams in the AFC, they have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. We have Mac Jones here. Yeah, I don't even care if he's kind of good. You're like, oh, I don't know if he sucks. I'm like, yeah, but he's never going to be that. And Joe Burrow is in that class. And now I think Joe Burrow might be the head of that class. Mm-hmm. Like, we'll find out. Because, Mahomes got hurt. Not his fault. But at the same time, if he's not 100%, like, I don't know if you saw the game yesterday. Joe Burrow looked like ridiculous. He looks like a guy that you want as your quarterback. That's all I'm saying. And I think he might be at the top of that list. He's already taken down Allen. So if he takes down Mahomes and then goes and wins a Super Bowl, he's got the juice. Have you ever seen that movie Juice? Mm-hmm. With Tupac back in the day?
I've never seen Juice.
Okay, you should check it out. It's a very old movie, but everything kind of still remains the same.
Okay.
But Joe Burrow would then have the juice.
I'll check it out for sure. Yeah, you know what? Sorry, I was reading our comments. Going back to that last game, the guy who wanted to chime in, John, he said, hats off to Philly, but no credit for the G-men after the horrible roster they rolled out this year, ? So I think they want some credit for
having a bad roster and still not winning games.
I'll give them credit.
Okay. That's cool, man. To be honest with you, I like when people find silver linings.
Yes, positive. I like that.
I like that. I'll take it.
Yeah, great year, Giants. I think
here's the thing, though. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that doesn't get you on the list of teams that can win the Super Bowl, though. Like, those are two separate things. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, we suck, but we should be on the list. You know what I'm saying? Or a team should be on the list for beating us, even though it's obvious that we suck. I just don't get it. I don't think it makes sense.
No, I agree. A lot of Eagles love in the comments. Someone asked if it's our job. Is this your guys' job? Yeah, right, John. This is our job.
I don't do it for free. So does that count? Wait, I don't understand the question.
Yeah.
I think that guy's trying to diss us. Then he's gonna be like, we're gonna say yeah, and he's like, oh, you suck at your job.
Oh, he's one of those. Oh, okay.
It's gonna be one of those probably. I'm very good at arguing with people online. I've been doing it probably for 20 years now. Well, maybe less. On MySpace I would argue. So whenever MySpace was, so I've been arguing with people for a long time.
Okay.
I know that guy's going with, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no way. Yeah. That's cool. That's one of those guys. Okay. Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait and see. But anyway, getting back to this game, I don't know if Mahomes. on one leg is still better than 99% of quarterbacks in the NFL, but Joe Burrow is probably not one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah. That's the problem. Good, man.
It's going to be tough. I'm really worried about the Mahomes injury. The thing
is, go to future you. Go to future you.
Yeah.
All right. Go to future you. It's Sunday. It's around 6:30ish, and it's 14-0 Bengals. Mahomes is still limping around, and you're like, like I knew that this could happen. You know what I mean? Like future you's gonna be like, dude, what were you doing? Like, and you're gonna have to agree, like, yeah, you're right. I forgot. Like, Burrow is nasty. That's all I'm saying. Like, because go to just chime in, look for future you, give him a call, see what he has to say. But be careful, man. Like 1.5 for the Chiefs tells me
it's a weird line. Yeah,
way wrong. Yeah.
And Gambino said
they're getting money on the Chiefs at that. Like, that's crazy.
Gambino said that he loves what we do, and we love Gambino back. So
okay, sorry, Gambino. I was dealing with DMs from Philly fans.
Yeah,
I'm still kind of like getting back to reality from that. So that's my bad.
Yeah, it's definitely, and we got some more comments. Someone said you got the juice, John. Just reading up on them. Got Pick Hub said Henny's winning the Super Bowl, so they think they could throw Henny in there, John, and still win the Super Bowl. Maybe they can. I like it, but I think
I love it.
There's zero doubt. Obviously, Mahomes plays this game. Issue is just what's the health? Where's the health at with it? I don't know. I have trouble fading Patrick Mahomes on his home field, even with one leg. I'm not going to bet on this game yet. I want more stuff to come out, more injury news. But the line is certainly shady. I will say that at the moment. But then again, it's not because he's hurt. So, like, is it shady? Am I overthinking it? I don't know. Yeah. I'm also guessing Cincinnati's a public dog this week. I mean, that's going to be my guess. But they were last week too. I'm throwing all that stuff out this time of year, John. No more. You know what? These are the best 4 teams.
I don't like doing that anyways to begin with, because I mean, I guess you could see sometimes, but it's like
sometimes it's skewed, and people definitely way overcomplicate it. Like
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh well, wow, my bet lost or your bet won because you're square and I'm sharp. Like
yeah. No, you're like I don't know if that.
No, that's not how it works.
I had anything to do with it. I don't know if what I bet had anything to do with.
Most likely not. Or the guys who say Twitter mushed a bet. There's only like 1,000 people on Twitter, and then there's millions of people betting the game.
I try to do my best with like reverse jinxes and stuff, but sometimes I throw out my best stuff and it doesn't work.
Sometimes the curveball's not breaking. You know, that's how it works.
I don't know.
I got the numbers for you guys from MGM. Right now, Bengals have 81% of the handle on the spread and 44%. Oh, sorry, that's on the spread, and on the money line, they have 76% of the handle.
Okay. So that's kind of what I was. That
was BetMGM, FYI.
All right. Well, that makes sense. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see as the week goes on. I do have trouble fading Mahomes though on his own home field, and it's Kansas City. Then that game's gonna be fun. They're both gonna be great games. I do think that. I think we have the 4 best teams in their respective conferences. I did want the Bills, even though I bet on the Bengals. I wanted to see a Bills Chiefs matchup, but. Here we are. We got the Bengals Chiefs. Going to be fun, and that will conclude our early look ahead. It's getting sad, John. Only 2 NFL weekends left. I'm starting to get a little depressed. It's kicking in that reality that football's almost over, but we're going to make the most of it. Bet the hell out of it these next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bet everything: coin flips, kickoffs, touchbacks, anything you can.
Whatever you can get in on.
Can't do it again until September. Well, you can in the preseason in August. That'll be fun too.
I think the USFL's gone on again. I mean, I'm not going to bet that.
Are we back on the USFL? That'd be fun. Me and you could be like those guys like USFL cappers. Put it in our
guys, because no one's going to cover that league.
Nobody's covering.
I looked last year for a schedule. I remember I couldn't really find one.
Nigel,
using Google, and I was just like, "What? Like, how is this even possible? Like, we don't know what games are on."
That's pretty cool.
What are the standings? Like, is there stats?
I just thought this comment was funny because Nigel just said the numbers, and some guy said those numbers are not real.
Yeah. I mean, they're coming from the email from BetMGM.
Because, conspiracy theorists, can totally win that one.
People thought Damar Hamlin wasn't at the game.
Like, what do they want you to think?
Did you see that? People thought Damar Hamlin wasn't at the game yesterday because they didn't show his face. It's like a huge conspiracy thing. So people will believe anything when we talk about conspiracy.
bet something. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to like do that. Like, you should just follow your bets. Like, you shouldn't even be thinking about that because like you should be so focused on your bets
Focus
that
on
you
your
can't be thinking about whether the NFL like did or didn't have Hamlin there. Or I don't know.
Well,
yeah, that was pretty dumb. I didn't know what that theory was. I didn't know.
I didn't know until like late last night. My friends were talking about it. I looked on Twitter and it was like trending. It was like, he's not.
I saw it in the morning, but I didn't see what the actual theory. Everyone just kept calling it the conspiracy theory. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. So like, someone fill me in.
It was a wild one. All right. That's our NFL talk. We will continue to talk about these games the entire week. Every episode, I'm sure, will add something to it. We're going to get as many bets as we can. Many bets.
I am too. I normally don't do that too. Like, I might be a degenerate gambler, but I'm not. I'm a responsible degenerate.
You're very responsible. Yeah.
Very responsible. Like, very responsible. Probably people say the most responsible degenerate out there.
Is the thing.
But this week, I can't promise anything.
No promises are made. All right.
Have a lot of bets. We're going to have a great time this week.
We're going to have an electric time. That's it for our football talk. Now it's time to get into tonight's best bet. So no more football during the weekdays. We've just mentally understood that. No Monday night. Even last week, John, we had Monday night because we had the Bucks, Cowboys. This week, no Monday night football. But we do have basketball. We do have college basketball. College basketball is going to get to that time. We're going to look up, John, in about a month. We're going to be getting into conference championships soon, March Madness.
I'm totally going to care about college basketball.
Yeah, life is still good. And then we got the NBA. That'll limp in. It'll get fun, in the playoffs and everything. But let's
strikeout prop.
Yeah, right? I mean, the strikeout props.
Wearing shorts and shit, dude. Like, we're back.
We're back. Yeah, nobody get that upset about basketball. And hockey, too, for Ricky Bobby. I just want to shout out hockey just for him.
Ricky Bobby.
Just shout out to Ricky Bobby. All right. Let's get into tonight's bets. John, do you want to start? You got a prop for us.
Guys, I'll be honest with you, Matt.
Yes.
This is probably the greatest bet of all time. Everyone knows it. I have no idea why it's hanging up. It's De'Aaron Fox over 6.5 assists plus 108. Mm-hmm. Now, the haters are going to say, how can you take this? Because he does have games where he has like 2 assists, 3 assists, whatever. But here's the thing. He's the point guard. He's getting potential assists. And this has nothing to do with his other games either. This has everything to do with who he's playing. The Memphis Grizzlies. I bet you this game stays borderline close or close enough to keep everyone in. So there's that. I get the Grizzlies played last night. I still think they show up. Like that's just who they are. But they give up the assist to the point guard. And then the haters I know are going to say, hey, well, John, how come he's never got more than 6 assists against the Grizzlies this season? They've played 3 times already. He hasn't gone over 6 assists. But here's the thing. One of those games, he had 18 potential assists, and he ended with 6. And it's like that. I mean, come on. Like, that's not going to happen.
Make some shots.
The game before that, oh, my bad. That game was on January 1st, too. So they were out the night before. So I mean, those guys are all hungover. That's what happened. That game doesn't even count. The game before that, he had 15 potential assists, only ended up with 6. That was on November 22nd. Again, is that going to happen again? 9 times he's going to get the 9 assists, and all he has to do is get one of those? I doubt it. So that's 2 games in a row. The guy has had literally in those 2 games 30. I'm not great with that. 33 potential assists. So I would think he would get at least 9 or 10 in that game. A lot of people are saying you could go double-double because he could get 10 assists, but I will caution you, you might as well just go 10-plus assists at FanDuel plus 500 because the double-double is plus 470. Okay. I'm just going to play it at 6.5. If you want, you can do 8-plus, plus 195 or plus 185, something like that. But again, I'm just going to go 6.5, plus 108. The last 3 guys that played the Grizzlies, the last 3 point guards, Chris Paul, 11 assists. Schroeder for the Lakers, 8 assists.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Darius Garland, 14 assists. I mean, the point guard just dishes the rock all night long on Memphis. On the season, no team in the NBA sees a higher percentage of their opponent's field goals come via the assist. We're talking 65% of their opponent's field goals come assisted. There is no chance De'Aaron Fox finishes with less than 7 assists tonight. That's a joke.
I think I love it. Kings, by the way, John, number 3 in the West. How about that?
Yeah. So, they offense. I think they've got one of the best offenses in the NBA over the last 3 games. Best one at home. My bad.
I think they have the longest drought of not. I think what was it, like 2005 was the last time they made the playoffs? 2004.
Dude, they were so fun right before that. You were young.
I was a baby.
Dude, take my word for it, dude. Back when Shaq played for the Lakers with Kobe, the Kings, they were nice. They had Bibby, Peja, Chris Webber was on that team. Vlade, I think, that was just a fun team.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Bobby Jackson.
What's that?
Bobby Jackson. You remember Bobby Jackson?
Bobby Jackson, yep. Oh, they were deep, dude. They actually got robbed. I think Donahue was a ref of one of their last games in the playoffs. I think. I don't know that for a fact, so don't fact check me. Just take it as total fact.
Sounds more.
Yeah, like they were saying that the NBA threw that game. It was a game 6, I believe. If they would have won,
2003 game 6, like the most famous.
Yep, to the finals. Yep, that was a very famous game. I remember it. Like the refs just didn't like the Kings that day for some reason. And
that was the old David Stern, I want the Lakers in the finals move. That's what that was.
Probably gambling was the reason why they didn't like them.
Yeah. Well, as David Stern, it was a ratings thing, I think. Stern wanted the Lakers in. Dude, they had Kobe and Shaq.
Makes sense.
Of course you want that. You know what I mean? Like, get them in.
It's tough to compete. I get that. But the Kings, hopefully they snap that streak. I mean, in today's day and age, it's really easy to make the playoffs in basketball. So let's hope they get in. Grizzlies number 2 in the West. That'll actually just be a fun matchup in general to watch. And now we have a prop too, so that's great. All right, I'm going to go to college basketball where we have been rolling as of late. Virginia Tech, John, this is where I'm going. We're taking the Hokies tonight, -2, -114 on Barstool Sportsbook. This line will probably continue to jump throughout the day. Listen, Virginia Tech is as cold as any team in college basketball. You want to know their last win? December 17th, John, against Grambling State. It has been a long time since they've won a basketball game. 7 in a row in the losers bracket. But here's the thing with Virginia Tech. They lost their last game to Clemson by 1 point. They should not have lost that game. They had a chance to kind of knock them out with free throws at the end, missed 1 of 2 free throws. Clemson goes down, hits a 3. They end up losing by a point. Tough loss, kind of sandwiched in between there. 4-point loss to NC State, 3-point loss to Clemson, 2-point loss to Wake Forest. You know what I'm getting to, that they've been close, but they haven't been able to win.
They sound like fighters.
They sound like fighters, see? Okay, so they've been there. Duke, meanwhile, 1-3 away from Cameron Indoor. They have not been a good road team by any means. This is a young Duke team. This is not a very good Duke team. Let me start with that.
No, this isn't like a normal.
Not a normal Duke team. Not a normal Duke team at all. So they don't scare me here in this spot. I love Virginia Tech -2, at home on their home court. I think they get it done tonight. So I'm all in on the Hokies, -2, -114. I think it's a beatdown by VTech.
I like it. Shout out Mike Vick.
Shout out Mike Vick. Shout out to Mike Vick. 100%. Maybe that'll help us out in this game. So
Mike Vick
think he's the most famous Virginia Tech athlete ever. I would say so, right?
I'd say he put him on the map. I remember, dude, no one really even knew who he was.
Yeah.
And also, who the hell is this quarterback that's taking it in from 80 yards out? It's a lefty. He could throw the ball a mile. And it's what's happening right now? It's a freshman. The whole 9. It's what's happening right now?
Yeah.
And also Virginia Tech was kind of around after that for a while. But they were nobody when he stepped on campus. That was a nobody school.
So he put them on the map.
They played for a national title that year, too. It was that ridiculous.
That's insane.
They're nobody in September. And then we're talking national title. Just, okay. But by then, Mike Vick had taken over, man. He was something.
Shout out to you, Mike Vick. And hopefully
you were so fun.
Yeah, so fun to watch. Hopefully his powers translate tonight to a Hokies win. So Virginia Tech -2. John's got De'Aaron Fox over 6.5 dimes +108. That is on FanDuel. You parlay them together. You can even get more rich. There's just great ways to make money tonight. Really all over the board. So
I'm gonna have more too, just so you know. I there's a couple other spots in NBA.
Okay, you got more.
Well, also too. I mean, hand to God, it's because this game starts at 10 something. What if I fall asleep? So I'm gonna find something before that just in case. It's gonna help me stay awake.
You can bet this game, John. It's on at 7 if you just want for fun. Virginia Tech and Duke. That'll be a fun game. Just kick back and I know you're not fully there yet on college basketball. You still have some time. gather it.
Now
but
moving. Yep.
Yes, you're headed in the right direction.
Now, so now I probably will check that out. But there's NBA, so I might go with Murray against the Bulls. DeJounte Murray.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out what to do, but I think he's going over his points.
I like it. Why not?
So we'll see what happens.
Get that in as well. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Anything I'm missing here? We have any? Got my dog jumped on the table.
We're good. We can wrap it.
Bad timing. All right, so that'll be it for today's episode. We will be back tomorrow morning. Another episode of the Morning Edge. We're going to have more basketball picks. We're going to get more into the NFL. We have a couple guests coming on this week. We have a guest on Thursday and Friday. All right, so we're doubling up this week. We got a lot to get into. Thunderdome, another Thunderdome episode that feeling pretty good about. I'll have some special stuff ready for that one as well, and we will have.
Has anyone ever won 2 in a row? We
well,
gotta get the number.
Does mine count as 2 in a row? So I won, and then I missed.
I wish it did. But it does not.
But
there was a Thunderdome in there. But I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? My last 2, I won. Yeah.
If you were a guest, but you're a resident, Thunderdome, you live in the Thunderdome. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. And there was a Thunderdome while you weren't in the Thunderdome. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've won my last 2.
But if you won this week, that's definite, no questions asked, 2 in a row.
Okay.
Nobody can dispute that.
All right. I'm going to be firing up for this week. It's going to be a good one. So we will see you guys tomorrow morning, same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. Let's cash some tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.